Y'all are being recorded. I just want y'all to know the recording's still going.
Hey, okay. What up, everybody? Welcome to the third episode of Life Lessons and Blessings. I'm here with the leader of 2G1A, Kite.
What's up, y'all?
I'm here with his wife, Alex.
Hello.
I'm here with 2G1A, Elenos, otherwise known as Hubert.
Yes, sir. Big Hubert, baby.
That's nice.
I'm here with Quacker.
What's up, boys?
I'm here with a new addition to the gang, Cinder.
Hey, what's going on?
And I'm here with the diplomatic immunity god himself, Tonbi. How you living, bro?
I'm living good, bro. Diplomatic community all day, every day.
All day, every day, baby. Know that. All right, Kite, go ahead and handle the business, brother.
All right, man. Apparently, it's the fact that we got so much drip going on. We got a fish in the top left, but you know, like it is what it is.
Why are you hating, bruh?
Why the fish going off?
The fish looks so angry, man. Anyway, hey, so as you guys know, this is our third official episode of Life Lessons and Blessings, not including the Off the Record. If you haven't seen Off the Record, it is only on YouTube. It is uncensored. It's raw. It's uncut. It's right when we make that video. So if you guys want more of us, but you guys want to see, you know, when we're just, you know, in our casual selves, you know, go ahead and check that out. Support that. Also, don't forget to check us out on all platforms, SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple. You know, we might as well be on everything. You feel me? But, you know,
We is on everything. We on all that.
All right, for sure.
Mess with the gang.
So, episode 1, we talked about, you know, gaming. And episode 2, we talked about, you know, life. Now, we gonna get to the A part of 2G1A, which is anime. Something that 90% of us in 2G1A, including the members who are not here, we are all familiar with. So my thing is this, right? Main characters in anime. We all can think of one. We all have a favorite main character. What about this main character and who is this main character and why do they stand out to you? If anybody wants to take the hot seat, I'll let y'all jump in first. First come, first serve. You know, let's serve it up.
All right. Well, I guess I'll start. I don't know. See, the way I operate, man, I like a lot of people. I mean, I don't like a lot of people, but I like a lot of unreal people because real people get on my nerves. But so my favorite anime of all time, I've been thinking about it. It's really it is Great Teacher Onizuka. Like out of all the anime I watched, that's the one that's really stuck with me, and that just because the show is like. It's a really good show. Plus, Steve Bloom is an amazing voice actor. I really mess with Steve Bloom.
He low-key.
So, the thing that I liked about Onizuka, and I really need to rewatch it, but like, you know, he's a former gangster turned like substitute teacher, and his class was known for like running their teachers out. And bro came in, and he was like, you know, I don't know what y'all thought this was, but I'm a cold-blooded. You know, I know how to get down, so y'all not gonna all that run around y'all be doing to these other people, y'all not gonna do it to me. And he proved, you know, he stood on what he said, because they did all types of schemes to like get him fired and get him caught up in trouble or whatever, and he never got caught like that. And he also did like help a lot of the students out. Like a lot of what they did to their former teachers was just a lot of misplaced anger and depression and stuff like that. And Onizuka came in and he was handling business. I forgot what student it was, but like, I don't know, she was acting up for whatever reason. And then bro ended up finding out it's because like, you know, at home, her parents are like, they're fighting and they sleep in separate bedrooms or whatever. So bro came through, no shirt on, with a sledgehammer on his back, and he broke the walls down between like their separate bedrooms. And I don't know, that was just like a super memorable moment to me. So like
he's on like some what is that nanny in that old school movie? What is it? She used to come in with the umbrella, bruh.
Oh, no.
Is it Nanny McPhee? Yeah, Nanny McPhee. You know, like that Nanny McPhee, like he came in to that school and like, you know, put everybody straight. Is it Nanny McPhee?
But they used to know it's Mary Poppins.
Bro, then say it, bro. Like this, you don't see. My thing is, hey, on a side note,
because I heard Nanny McPhee, and I know Nanny McPhee is a real thing, but I was like, Umbrella. No, that's Mary Poppins.
You know what I hate? I hate when people. I hate when you ask a question to try to figure out what it is, and then people sit there and let you sound
just
stupid.
said he had to think about
And
it.
people let you y'all gonna let me
about it.
talk. People sit there and let you sound stupid, and then they correct you, and they be so happy to correct you, bro. Like you could have DM'd me on the side, like, "Hey, bro, like,
Nah,
hey, man,
bro.
it's Mary Poppins."
This is an open conversation. Everybody has to take their L's, brother. It's okay.
Well, since we back on this open conversation, all right. So that character you described, right? What was his name?
Onizuka. Voiced by
Onizuka.
Steve Bloom.
What is one key trait about Onizuka that stands out to you that makes him like the most unique in anime? What is one defining trait he has or does?
I guess it would be his ability to make doing his promises. Like as far as I can recall, there was never an episode where he did not get what he said he was going to accomplish.
Right.
Like, even if it was like a one or if it was like a 2 or 3 parter, like, you know, kind of mini story, he always got the job done, even when it almost killed him on, you know, several occasions. So he was just a real ninja, and I rock with that. He's a really funny guy. Funny character.
Does that relate to you? Does that relate to you in real life? Is that like something that, you know, you try to stand on all your promises that you make and stuff like that?
To a certain extent, I try and stand on all my promises that I make, but I am a human being and I do suffer from things like depression or being lazy. So, you know, I do a better job now of trying to stand on what I say. Like, that's why, like, you know, even with y'all, I would make like empty promises because I don't ever want to be 100% on something that I know I could possibly not do until like I say that I know, like I state for a fact that I'm going to do something. I will never give you like my 100% unless it's something that I truly plan on doing. Right, but when I do give you my 100%, no matter how hard life get, I'm gonna get it done. Even in the clutch, even at the last minute, I'm gonna get that handled. So yeah, it's something I can relate to. Plus, he funny, I'm funny. You know what they say. If you can make women laugh and giggle, you can make they booty cheeks clap and jiggle. You feel me? What?
Hey yo,
Hey,
y'all never heard that, bro?
No, I heard it.
That's crazy. Y'all never heard that, bro. That is a saying.
Kai,
you heard of that? You heard that before?
Yes, I'm
okay. Thank God.
I'm from Southern Cali, bro. I've heard everything you can say that's hood and rambunctious, but it's just
amazing.
I just didn't expect it in an anime.
Clap and giggle, clap and jiggle.
Hey, if that's your motive, bro. All right, so I'm going randomly pick one of y'all since y'all don't want to talk like y'all supposed to. All right.
Oh no, this seems like a. All right, go ahead.
Oh, my bad.
No, you got it.
All right, opposite of West, I like realer characters that are more relatable.
What are you trying to say, my boy? What you mean? Making people. I said I hate real people. I like unreal characters, like made up characters. I meant real people. I don't like people. Yeah, the people that I'm talking to right now, I have enjoyment in talking to you all. I don't like talking to other people. I love you too, but like, you know, that's why when I did the podcast with other people, or I talk to other people, like after hearing, you know, such awful opinions for so long, that can really deteriorate your mental health. I advise all of y'all, if y'all talk to people and y'all don't like what they saying, but y'all can like come to a mutual agreement as to where like, okay, I don't agree with what you're saying, but you still my homie at the end of the day. Those are the type of people that you want to, you know, stick around with and keep around you, because you can have a difference of opinion and still be cool with them. If you talk to somebody and they make you want to do things that would not, you know, be legal to yourself or them, then stop talking to them, bro. That's my advice from me to you. But go ahead, Quacker. Yeah, I like unreal people, as in people who don't exist in this earth and space.
Yeah, I know what you meant. That was my bad.
He took a low blow in that man. West.
What you mean I don't like real characters?
Boy, is triggered, bro. Let Quacker talk, bro. Talk your talk, Quacker.
All right. Dude, I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh my god.
You forgot what you was gonna say, bro. That's toxic.
Cinder, it's up to you, brother.
Cinder, go ahead and pick it up. We'll come back to you, Quacker. Just get it back in your brain. Go ahead, Cinder.
Every character. It's been a minute since I watched any anime, so like everything's kind of a blur to me. But definitely one of my favorite characters that's really memorable is old boy off Shield Hero.
Oh, Naofumi. Naofumi, bro.
That's my boy. Naofumi, that's my boy.
I love Naofumi because he's jaded. He's very jaded to like what's around him, and he's like very instilled in his own reality. And what I mean by that is like I can only trust me and mine. I can't trust anybody else. I approach a situation very cautiously, and I'm in it for the bread. That's all I'm here for is the money. But if people do need help, I will go out of my way to be the hero, but not necessarily because it's just me trying to be a hero. He's very convenient. It's convenient. It's kind of he's very for his own wishes. Yeah. He has a responsibility, but he's also very concerned about himself and his people.
Right, especially from what he went through. If you haven't seen Shield Hero, buckle up.
Check it out.
It's really good anime.
Buckle up.
It's really good anime.
Betrayal.
His jaded lifestyle, right? You said that's what really stands out to you. Is it because do you have that type of perspective on life too? Do you feel like you're in a environment where the only person I can depend on is myself? Like, are you in that type of mindset? Like the only one who can make this happen is me. I got to do it myself type thing, or what?
Or a show, or like Shield Hero is a type of show that's kind of reflective of a MMORPG, right? And as a MMORPG player, that's exactly how I walk into those games with the perception of. I can count on myself to do this, but I can't count on everybody else.
Right.
But when it comes to reality, I do enjoy working with people, but it depends on how much can I rely on them. Like, is it possible for me to rely on them first off?
Right.
And how much are they able to bring to the table? Because I don't want it to be like a one-sided effort thing. Because if I'm doing everything, you may as well not be here at all.
Right. I think Shield Hero does a really good job of it broke that sense of like when you watch a typical isekai, guy gets trapped in a new world, starts off like, oh, I have superpowers, I'm this special character, I do all this crazy stuff. Yeah. And then Shield Hero completely like 180'd that. It was like, yeah, you're this guy, you're special, but that don't mean everybody roll with you like you think. And I feel like when I saw like the different points and I saw how the plot really was towards him as a character and how it started molding him as a character, I got to a point where I was like, yeah, Naofumi, like, yeah, man, let that person die, like, on me, like, they deserve it, bro, like, and it's
so many people he should have let get clapped, bro.
It's the reality. It's the reality of being dropped in a complete situation or a completely random place. Like, to be honest, if I were to just teleport and arrive in Japan right now, I'd be in an isekai.
Right.
Nobody trusts me over there. Nobody know me. It's just me, myself, and I.
Right.
And I like the realism that it reflects. Although to some extent, people don't look for realism in anime a lot of times. That we use that as an escape, but that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, no, 100%. I feel like a really good anime is able to put a sense of realism, but still make it feel fantasy. If that makes any sense, like
for sure.
Because at the end of the day, a lot of us don't watch anime so we can watch our regular lives. Like I don't want to watch an animated version of myself.
Absolutely not.
I want to see an animated version of myself doing something that I can't do. That it just reaches that level.
Can you imagine an anime of a cubicle office?
Yeah, I mean there are some, and you know what? Like the only saving grace in that anime was the characters were really likable, and there was just fan service throughout the whole show. So it was just like, all right, cool. Like, she's an average desk worker, but she got great personality.
Save lives.
Big thighs save lives, 100%. But Quacker, since you talking, my boy, let's get. Did you remember what you were supposed to say?
Yes, I dropped the ball twice, but
all right, let's hear it.
When I look for a character, I look for a character that is believable in a sense, not so much of the fantasy aspect of anime, because no matter what anime you watch, it always has a little bit of magic and sparkle.
Right.
But my favorite character is Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul.
That's a solid pick.
Okay.
And the reason being is because no matter what, he's just a normal dude that got put into a horrible situation that was completely out of his control.
Right.
And he's like just dealing with all these situations that isn't something that a normal person should do. And
Right.
Hold on, I got lost in train of thought.
No, you're fine. I was about to shoot. If you wouldn't have said nothing, I was gonna start shooting examples out, like when he was break himself to understand.
We had to tackle being a half ghoul.
Yes,
because he was still a human, but when he first started out becoming a ghoul, he had to choke down human food, but he realized that that was not sustainable to him, and eventually he had to consume human flesh.
Yeah. So it's like that's that realism, because at the end of the day, if any of us had became like some, like, say you became a vampire, like me personally, I don't know if I would have it in me to go bite and drink somebody's blood, like,
or
me
try to drink the blood.
Yeah, I don't think I would have it in me, so I'd be a pretty trash vampire, honestly. Like maybe it got a good taste or something. I don't like how my blood tastes. You feel me?
So mentally abused and physically abused when he got captured and tortured, and he came out as a completely different person, as you should.
So
if you were captured and beaten, you would come out different.
So do you feel like on a scale of uniqueness, what key thing stands out above like a common anime character or Kaneki to you? Like if you what is like a standout feature of Kaneki to you?
He's open to failure, and he also can deal with extreme situations that just normal characters probably wouldn't be able to withstand.
So he's level-headed. You like that level-headed?
Yeah. He has a strong temperament.
That's good. That's solid. That's a solid pick. Kaneki is a good pick. All right.
I don't know nothing about Tokyo Ghoul.
That's all right. It's kind of edgy.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people didn't watch Tokyo Ghoul because Tokyo Ghoul was one of those animes that when I was going in high school, you had
all they think about is the edge, the blood, the gore. But in reality, it's a lot deeper than that.
We used to have like the edgy anime girls.
All I heard is that the manga is better than the anime.
The manga is
100%.
Sure it is.
100%. 100%.
Sure it is.
Oh, Tonbi, since you talking.
Oh, go get him, Tonbi.
I caught him.
He caught me.
I already know who this man's favorite character is.
Don't say Vegeta.
Wait, that's not. Why is Vegeta a bad pick?
That's not a bad pick.
That's actually a really good pick.
That's a really good
typical pick. That's a typical pick.
That's a typical. Okay. That's a reach.
He is not a main character.
But he's not a main character, so
he's the main character in my story. He's the main character in my story.
You know, that's we going tit for tat on what should and shouldn't be in that.
I'm about to say at this point, the entire cast of Dragon Ball Z, well, just Goku and Vegeta are main characters.
Yeah.
Technically, yes, but
what about Beerus? Beerus probably is our main character.
No, he is.
That man is an anti-hero, bro.
Yes, sir.
You don't like the cat god?
He's an anti-hero.
Well, my favorite anime is Gintama and Masahiro. So, the main character in that is Sakata no Gintoki. And the anime itself is very funny, and most of the time, the majority of the time that you watch it, you'll just be laughing and stuff, but there are times when things get serious in there, and so it's just a mixture of emotions. With Gintoki in general, he kind of has lazy eyes. He stands out more than everybody else because he has white hair. People call him the White Yaksha. And so he's kind of a laid-back dude for most of the time, but when things get serious, he's usually the ones in the front lines. Right. That's what I really like about him. He's more of like a carefree person, and he doesn't let anybody get left behind type of thing.
Right.
And as you watch it more and more, he starts to acquire more friends, or, well, not say friends, but more comrades as he's going through it. So it's not just him.
One Piece vibe.
Kind of like One Piece vibes. I mean, at the end of the day, it is a parody show, but this has like 300 plus episodes. So if you're gonna stick with it, then it's a really good ride.
Yeah, I noticed. Me and my homie talked about Gintama, and I described it. I said Gintama is just the anime version of Family Guy, like how everything random just happens, everything just goes. Like Gintama is like just anime Family Guy. You got the guy who always gets in some mess, or he's just chilling doing something, and then a whole bunch of crazy stuff just happens that it keeps you laughing the entire time. And then all of a sudden something serious will happen. You're like, oh, man, that was deep. It's like it breaks the wall, bro.
Things can get deep. It breaks down there. Like even the author himself will get involved in the whole show too, like that. Because the author in one episode was portrayed as a monkey, and so he put himself into the show. So it's a good, like, it gets you involved in it, and it's pretty interesting though. But the character himself is also interesting as well.
May, you gonna chime in? With
For me, I mean,
yeah, you.
I have two. No, one is a main character and one isn't, but they're pretty similar. The first one, the main character, obviously, my name, Lain. So yeah, that pick would be Lain for me because, to me, I'm very relatable to how Lain is in the anime because that anime is pretty much about a girl, like she's 14, she goes to school and everything, but she doesn't really care about school.
14? I knew somebody's gonna say that.
She's a junior high school girl that's 14, but she doesn't really care about school because all she wants to do is play her computer and learn more about her computer and all of that. So
that explains why you go silent.
You say what?
That explains why you go silent when Wes asks you a question.
Yeah, about school.
About
got nothing to say about
school.
Wow.
About your school, bro.
I've already said I don't really care about school, bro.
I'm gonna keep preaching that gospel to you, even though I hate that gospel.
You
He
said
said you just gonna have to.
That's insane, bro.
But yeah, her whole anime, I mean, it's a weird, dark, like mysterious anime. But if you look past that and just look at the all she wants to do is like play her computer and learn and understand more about the internet and stuff. And a lot of the stuff in the anime really paves the way the internet works now. But it's a really good watch. It's a really good watch, but you have to really like pay attention.
Right.
And the other one, my other pick was Futaba from Persona, because she's pretty much the same exact way, but she's a little bit more on the teensy side. Like she handles stuff for them behind the scenes, but she doesn't really like going to places or talking to people the same way as Lain.
Shut-in otaku type character.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what I'm picking up. You like shut-in otaku type female characters, man. It's all good. Those are good picks. So they relate to you on the aspect of like in your perfect world. Would your perfect world just be you being able to sit at your computer stress free, just being able to do whatever you want? That's
pretty much.
Hey, I respect it. Those are good picks. Honestly, I feel like that.
Not really. Even the perfect world. I mean, I do that like. It's more relatable for me too now because like now I don't really like talk. I don't really talk to people and all that. I talk to people on the internet, but like in real life, I don't really talk to anyone. I don't really go anywhere. I just like to be home, play on my computer, and play games with my friends.
Right. I feel like that's due to the fact that like my experience now as an adult, like once you get out of high school and you're not forced to talk to people, I realize I don't like conversations with people in real life. Even though I have to be social.
Honestly.
people just make me mad, bro, because I realize like, man, like I see why people stay in their house and don't come outside. Like it's you get a migraine talking to some individuals, you feel me? Like it's crazy. But
it's not like it was like 10 years ago when you first started like going to school, because the world's changed. We're more technologically advanced.
Exactly. And now it's like I don't gotta listen to you.
Too.
Yep.
Especially that. That's exactly the reason why I don't like talking to people, because you
can't say anything.
Yeah, people get triggered and they're like, oh, like you're so aggressive. It's like, dude, I just told you how to get to the airport, bro. Like there's no aggression involved, bro. Just listen to my directions and take a left. You feel me? But since you want to speak up, my dear, why don't you tell me who is your anime pick? Who is your main character, ideally?
Ideally, I agree with Cinder. It's Naofumi, but I have two favorite anime picks. It's Naofumi and Seth from Radiant.
That's crazy. Can I get a second pick?
Nah. She only got a second pick because otherwise we might as well just name this video the Shield Hero and just spoil it for everybody. So,
hey, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's not do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Seth. Let's go with Seth.
Seth from Radiant.
That's a solid pick. What about him stands out? Let me hear it.
More so because I like Seth because he's the type of person, despite what you do to him or how you treated him, he's always gonna do the right thing. Like Seth is he was persecuted by a lot of other people because he's considered what they call the infected type of individual because he's basically like a sorcerer. And so despite him being persecuted by people, being belittled and disrespected, he always did the right thing to look after people and made sure that despite the racism that he faced, because it was legit racism,
Facts.
He tried to change the world even though people weren't able to see what he was doing, but he still made the initiative and made the steps to make sure like, hey, I may be this type of person, you may see me this way based off of what you heard, but this is who I am as an individual and you're seeing it firsthand type thing.
Okay. Seth do go crazy to the point where like there's a part where he literally start unlocking like his little parts of the story, and he was like, dang, like this new power I got, I don't want to use it because I'm afraid I'm gonna hurt somebody important, so I'm gonna humble myself and I'm gonna keep to myself. And it's just
he tries to rationalize hatred and understand it more.
That's a solid. So what unique feature of Seth mostly separates him from like the average main character in your eyes?
His unwillingness to like give up on people, despite like if you compare him to Naofumi, how Naofumi was basically blamed and accused of all these things. He genuinely started to despise people, and he didn't want to do anything for people unless it benefited him in the long run. But with Seth, he does it regardless whether it's going to benefit him or not. It's right. This is the right thing. I'm going to do it. I'm trying to break the generational curse of this race hating that race and vice versa. So yeah,
my boy Seth is an activist, and he is officially a member of the Black community now, because that's basically what we go with these characters.
He had a sheltered upbringing, so a lot of people in the anime are just like, you're dumb, you're stupid, you should just leave things alone, let it be what it is. And he's just like, no, why does it have to be like that? Like I breathe just like you breathe, you bleed just how I bleed. Like
facts.
Hey,
it shouldn't be like that. So that's why I like
hearing how you describe Seth. It changed my whole view on the show now. It changes my whole perspective of him as a character now, because like I didn't think about it from that point. I like my reasons for thinking he's a solid character was just the fact that like my boy was like, no matter what, he was on like that, I'm not giving up, I don't care, like I'm gonna do it my way. But nah, like that it is deeper now that I think about it. You feel me?
It's one boy trying to change the whole mindset of society, because we all have one way of thinking. So if you all have one way of thinking, you don't see the possible outcomes of, okay, well, he thinks it's okay to do this or do that, but what I was raised into, this is what I know, so this is what I'm going to stick to, versus a lot of people don't like change because it makes them uncomfortable. So this one boy tried to change the whole mindset of humanity and society. A lot of people weren't really, gravitating to it.
Right.
But I also don't like how people are selfishly like, he's risking his life to save people, but people are selfishly thinking about themselves at the same time. They're not seeing his efforts to help everybody. They're just like, well, you're infected, you're a sorcerer, so you need to help us because we're not infected. Our lives matter more than yours. But does it?
Man, Radiant, y'all need to watch Radiant. I feel like Radiant was one of those animes that really got slept on, because I found Radiant through like the Crunchyroll suggestions. You feel me? Like I didn't see no YouTube videos about it. I didn't see no TikTok clips or something about it. And when I started watching, I said, "Dang, this show low key goated. Like, it hit different."
Crunchyroll is an awful platform.
I'm actually really curious now.
Yeah, Crunchyroll is an awful platform, but I mean, for what it does, it's not bad.
Yeah. Crunchyroll, you
you
hear
about
this?
to
You
say,
want to
Cinder?
sponsor us, bro?
Oh, I was just saying now I'm actually like interested in checking out Radiant because I've heard of it, but I've never like looked at it.
Yeah, it's solid.
It's really good.
It's
By the
very
same
solid.
person that made Fairy Tail, correct?
No.
I forgot. Then what did the person who made Radiant also make? They made something else.
I'm not sure, but the author is French.
If it was made by the dude that made Fairy Tail, I was gonna say that explains why I haven't watched it then.
Yeah, the author is French.
What you say? Radiant?
Yeah, Radiant.
Radiant
Radiant is made by somebody else.
Radiant is made by the person that made Hitman Reborn.
Oh,
is it? Okay.
Oh, is it?
That makes.
Yes.
Now that I think about it, yeah.
That's the same. It has the same director.
That's kind of crazy because that was my second choice of a favorite main character.
Oh, Cinder from Hitman Reborn. You want to talk about him? Go ahead, bro.
That's why my main character for my story has that name.
Yeah, Cinder was a dog. If you haven't seen
That's
Hitman
crazy,
Reborn,
bro.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite animes too.
I
That's
talked
why
about
I know.
laughing and making booty claps jiggle, and y'all talking about serious themes. That's insane, bro.
I mean,
Yeah, you kind of dropped the ball, Chief.
I didn't drop the ball. I went where I was supposed to go. I didn't know everybody was going to turn it into a think piece. That's not me dropping the ball.
I didn't think everybody was turning into a think piece.
You the only one talking about that, bro.
That's turned into a think piece, bro.
You the only one on that timing, bro. That's just
I'm on comedic timing, bro. I didn't know we was about to talk about the race relations and hate in anime of that theme.
Anime butt cheeks.
I'm not don't put that on me. Like I've been the one talking about cheeks all day, bro. Don't put that on me, bro. It wasn't. Y'all don't know because y'all only hearing this recording, but it wasn't me, bro. Don't.
Bro, what you mean, bro?
What you mean, bro? No, what you mean, me,
Hey,
bro?
bro, I gotta talk. Hey, ignore what he's saying because he talking nonsense, bro. I gotta move on.
Okay.
I gotta say my character.
Hold on, real quick, bro. Since we talking about serious,
I didn't even say my character, bro.
I'm gonna be quick. Since we talking about serious themes, my other favorite character in anime is one that I relate to is Brandon Heat from Gungrave. Because bro was just a chill fella, and all he wanted was the happiness for his friends, and he made all types of sacrifices to do that. And in the end, he got what he wanted. Kinda, not really, because some people died. And he also met a terrible fate, but he came back to make his rights wrong, and eventually everybody learned their lesson in the end. But long story short, the reason I relate to him is because I have made sacrifices for other people, even though I know that they might not have my best interest at heart, or they might not do the same for me. That's just a part of my character. Right. I'm willing to do what needs to be done for others if they can't do it themselves, or if I have the ability to do so. So there's my serious tragic character. Go ahead,
serious
tragic
character. I'm weak, man. So we now know that in the tiers of characters for West, there's booty clappers and then serious tragic characters. That's how we gonna break it down, bro.
That's the double side of anime, bro.
The booty. Hey, bro. Hey, you're not wrong.
That's both cheeks.
That's both cheeks,
You got
bro.
the funny cheek and you got the serious cheek. You know?
All right, man. Mine's got me kind of like in real life blushing because like y'all all said like valid non-mainstream characters, and I feel like now if I say my character is like, oh, he just watched mainstream anime, so it's gonna throw me off.
But we know that's not the case.
It's your favorite character.
So I'm gonna say my OG original favorite character, and then I'm gonna say my current like top goat of anime right now for me. And my OG original character is Kite from Dot Hack. That is the character I've based all my internet persona on. You know,
it's not mainstream.
No. That's not the character I'm about to say. I'm just giving Yeah, I'm just giving a brief of like this is like
it's not mainstream.
Yeah, it's my. I mean, Dot Hack. When you think about it, Dot Hack was one of the OG isekai.
Yeah, it is.
You're right.
It is.
You're right. But if you ask most modern people what that Dot Hack
They don't
is,
know what
they don't know what that is, bro. So.
Yeah, and I got beef with you Sword Art Online fans and you
Yeah,
all Horizon fans. All you.
Hey, wait.
Nah,
Lost
forget
Horizon
that.
was heat, though.
Hold on.
Yes.
I'm not saying they bad because I'm not even gonna cap. Sword Art Online has some of the most amazing fight scenes. But I'm gonna say this: y'all didn't do it first. Dot Hack did it first. Dot Hack did it first.
Video game died.
It's never about who did it first.
So goated, bro.
Dot Hack was
I've
goated.
never seen Dot Hack.
It don't
and I
matter
like
who
these
did it
guys.
first, just who did it
Dot Hack is
best.
goated, bro.
Right.
Dot Hack did it best because everybody followed that formula.
Exactly.
Yes.
Thank you. Dot Hack did it best. The problem is, Dot Hack
Followed the formula or took the blueprint.
Dot Hack
It made the blueprint.
It made the standard. It made
You
the
can make the
standard.
blueprint, but that doesn't mean you can build a better house than me.
I mean, when you think about it this way, it's the
I ain't
argument
gonna
of
lie
this.
to you.
Oh, tropical. Oh no.
It's the argument of this.
If we
If Dot-
comparing that, then Dot Hack was amazing all throughout. Sword Art was terrible for the first season. I ain't even gonna lie.
No, the first
Right.
season was arguably the
was
best
good.
part.
No, the first season is terrible.
Not counting
season
that,
was
not
good.
counting that tree forest fairy thing. That was terrible.
That's
But
part of the
like,
first season.
the first half of it, the Aincrad arc was pretty good.
Okay,
That-
that's valid. But
the-
guess what? All the
Current
arcs of
thing
Dot
was
Hack were
amazing.
good. All the arcs of Dot Hack was good, bro.
Yeah,
GU was
the whole-
fire.
everything
Link
was-
was fire. Freaking
Yes,
Key of Twilight was fire. All of it was fire. Haseo was a fire secondary main character. You had Orca, Balmug, who were solid characters. The only reason why I say it's people need to understand this. If Dot Hack would have the anime like studios now, like Ufotable and Mappa and stuff like that, dude, Dot Hack would be breaking the internet every week because it was just that good, bruh. One of the most iconic video game scenes was Azura Kite versus Haseo in the chapel, bro. And I used to see that on every AMV page back in the 2000s, bro. It was always the same scene of Haseo getting clapped, and it's just fire, bro. It was just amazing. The games are heat, but I had to move on because there's a current character in one of these animes now that's out, and that's my dog. And
Mainstream one.
You said what?
I said it's gonna be a mainstream one, isn't it?
That's why I said. That's why I didn't want to say it first because like everybody, when people hear mainstream like main characters, they be like, "Oh man, there's somebody better. He's not that good." Shut up. I don't care.
People do that though.
My goat of anime at the moment is my boy Tanjiro Komodo, bro, from freaking Demon Slayer, bro. Tanjiro is a dog. Nah, bro.
Let him finish.
Tanjiro is the GOAT of this anime season besides Eren Yeager. And Tanjiro is by far the most purest anime character I've ever seen in any anime.
What is your favorite thing about him? Curious.
My favorite thing about Tanjiro is no matter what, that boy is always trying to stop people from doing the wrong thing, bro. Every single time. Even when he's fighting a demon who just sat there and was roasting him about his dead mom, he still was like, hey, God, like, I hope this man gets reincarnated as a good person. No matter, like, even though he did all this bad stuff, after he serves his time in hell, I hope he turns out and has a better life. Like, you know how much strength that guy, you gotta, like, how, like, mentally untouchable, low tier god type energy you gotta have to be like, hey, this demon who socked out my homie, I'ma pray for you before you pass out, bro. Like, that Tanjiro is a different breed. Yes, bro. Tanjiro is a different breed, bro.
Before they died, because they were arguing the last minute.
Yes, and he said, hey, like, they were sitting there on the floor. Spoiler, I'm not gonna say the names, but two characters after the fight was over were on the floor arguing, blaming each other for why they lost. And one of the characters was about to say something like, I wish you were never born type energy. And that man Tanjiro, with broken ribs, broken leg, all that, ran over, covered homeboy's mouth and said, hey, your family is all you got, dog. Don't go out saying something that you're gonna regret for the rest of your eternity, bro. You love this person, you don't mean it, you're just angry. And at the end of the day, when you guys go do y'all serve y'all time and y'all do y'all thing in the afterlife, y'all only gonna have each other. So don't say something you're gonna regret. Had both characters crying, bro. Everybody in that scene crying, bro. What'd you say, Alex?
No, I was crying too.
Bro, Tanjiro is they call them sunflowers. They call characters that are like really just, really good characters, good natured sunflowers. Tanjiro is beyond a sunflower. He's the sun at this point. That character, every time I see him on the screen and he's like he fight like a dog. This man, he scrap with the best, and then after he done, he keep it professional, bro. His homie, he killed one enemy. His clothes was laying on the floor. One of his bosses came over and stepped on the clothes. He said, "Hey, please get off his clothes, man. Don't disrespect him like that. I know he was a bad person, but have some respect. Like, get off of it." Like that's the level I respect. Like, I'm trying to have that level of integrity of even when people do wrong by me in real life, I still can look at them and be like, "Hey, man, I hope you have a good day, man. I'm rooting for you." Like that, it hit different for me. You feel me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody got no rebuttals. See, that's because it's valid, bro.
I have no rebuttals.
Yeah,
That's
brother.
It's your favorite.
My reservations about Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan have nothing to do with your favorite character.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, like,
Right.
Nobody can
I
say anything about
personally-
your favorite character.
I personally don't care as much about those two, but I mean, like I said, it's your favorite character, so I can't really be mad at you.
He just a dog, bro. He a dog, bro.
He
I
is
can't-
a good character.
Definitely.
Yeah, Tanjiro, he cool. When you mentioned Aaron, I had to turn my ears off, bro.
No. I was just saying because right now, Aaron breaking the internet. Like people can't.
He's breaking the internet, but I just realized after going through my anime list, that website is an awful website, bro. Because
What makes you say that?
because their anime, like their top anime, like there's animes in the top like 50 that should not be in the top 50. There's animes in the top 10 that should not be in the top 10. That is, people are putting that over like cult classics.
My
And
anime
it's-
the top picks on that is just based off of what people pick.
Yeah, it's based off people rated
It's
and
not
what
like people can literally
but that's the thing. Yeah, it's a community website, but they shouldn't market it on their website as the top anime. It should be the top anime, the top popular anime. Because
it's top anime as voted by the people.
But no, that's the thing. They have a top anime, and then they have an option. They have a top anime sorted by popularity.
Yeah. Okay.
The people don't make good decisions. Is all my anime list told me. The people don't make good decisions.
I mean,
So what you're saying is that it's ran by the people. The people who run it also have their own like category of what they vote is the best.
Yeah.
But they also have a community one, which is the popular vote.
So what he's saying is the problem is, so when you vote on the site, right? That technically is like, oh, this is the top rated anime on this site, right? They're labeling that information on that one site. They're labeling as, oh, these are the greatest animes of all time. Because, our site said it, so it's the greatest no matter what.
That's because it is the biggest anime site. Like, number 1 on the site is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Number 2 is the 2015 version of Gintama. Number 3 is Steins Gate. Number 4 is Attack on Titan Season 3 Part 2. Number 5 is the 2011 version of Gintama. Number 6 is the Gintama final movie. Number 7 is the 2011 version of Hunter x Hunter. Number 8 is the final season of Fruits Basket. Number 9 is another series of Gintama, and number 10 is something called Ginga EU Densetsu. And then number 11 is the final season part 2 of Attack on Titan. This is not real. This is not real, bro. This is not real.
I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
Gintama is in 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 spots out of the top 10 anime of all time, and Gintama holds 4 of those spots.
Yeah,
that's not real, bro.
That's people.
But if you go to the top, if you go to most popular anime, number 1 is Attack on Titan. Number 2 is Death Note. Number 3 is the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Number 4 is One Punch Man. Number 5 is Sword Art Online. Number 6 is My Hero Academia. Number 7 is Tokyo Ghoul. Number 8 is Naruto. Number 9 is Demon Slayer. And number 10 is Hunter x Hunter. Why? So Death Note in the top anime of all time is ranked number 69. But in the top popular anime of all time, it's ranked number 2. Make it make sense, bro.
Okay, so my rebuttal to that list that you just gave is that at some point or another, all of those shows that you just listed have broken the internet.
Okay,
that's true. But like, what about things like Inuyasha, Yu Yu Hakusho, and
classics don't mean that they're the best. They are definitely classics, but they still definitely don't rank the best. But valid. There's also something I want to add too, is that we need to consider the age of people watching. Me, as an almost 28-year-old, have started watching anime at a different point than other people. A lot of people weren't born by the time I was started watching anime. But what was my Naruto is their Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer is like a lot. Demon Slayer is like Naruto for a lot of new.
I'm about to say popularity is. I'm not going to compare popularity, but you're not going to tell me that Death Note is not in the top 20 of best anime of all time compared to 5 different series of Gintama. Not saying Gintama is not good, but you're not going to tell me that's insane. Monster, if you've ever watched Monster is a fantastic show.
Berserk.
How is the final season of Attack on Titan in the top 11, but Monster is right up under another season of Attack on Titan, bro? That does not make sense.
Hey, in my defense, in the defense of Attack on Titan, I feel like Attack on Titan is probably like one of the greatest animes of all time. Like
that's what I'm. But
I don't think it deserves. I don't think it deserves.
Read and to watch.
Yeah, but I don't agree with it being on a list twice. But I think if you had to make a top 5, like a top 10 list, Attack on Titan better be somewhere, whether you hate the show or not, because that show set a huge standard.
Yeah.
It set a major standard.
No, but my problem is it shouldn't be based on seasons, because at the end of the day, it's still Attack on Titan.
Right. I'm talking about Attack on Titan as a whole.
It needs to be ranked overall instead of in seasons. If that's the case, then something should always be top 1. If we're basing it on seasons.
They got Cowboy Bebop at rank 34 under a whole bunch of shows I've never even heard of before. This is insanity, bro.
But you gotta remember, Japan and all these other regions, like in Arabia, Saudi Arabia, they watch different types of anime compared to like it's the overall
website.
But if we took the population of my anime list as a whole, I would say like it is a predominantly American population.
Yeah, American European.
European population. So like, I don't.
So they should make a poll based on like different like main lore, like whether you watch it in like what type of sub or dub or translation. They should do a translation poll.
Demographic.
So,
One Piece is ranked 66.
What is One Piece?
I'm just gonna go back. Gonna go back to the 2 things that I said. Yep. It's one, age of when people started watching shows. A lot of people haven't had the chance to watch a lot of those older shows. And 2, I can't complain about Attack on Titan at all because there are very few. You can count the amount of shows on one hand that break the internet every time an episode comes out.
Right. That's valid. Well, that's what I said. To my standard, Attack on Titan is what like set a standard for me of my expectations for anime. Because,
for new age anime.
Attack on Titan has one of the most engaging stories you'll ever watch in an anime, to the point where people who watch Attack on one time, I don't believe I can trust your review. I believe Attack on Titan is that show you need to watch multiple times over to understand it. Every time a new season comes out, what me and my family do, we start back from season 1. When we hear the announcement, we start back from season 1 and we watch all the way through, just because there is going to be some detail in the new season that something happened in season 1, 2, or 3 that is going to suddenly become relevant again, and we're like,
and
dang,
that's good story writing.
That is amazing story writing. You're
the fact supposed to set up things very early to use later.
Exactly, bro. And that right there, that and being able to sit there and make some of the most beautiful scenes and animation. Attack on Titan, literally, I feel like Attack on Titan brought anime into the 4K HD era. But besides, Ufotable being, the gods of anime, Ufotable.
I didn't like was like the CGI.
The CGI in season 3, I get it, but then again, it's like it wasn't bad CGI compared to a lot of CGI, like Berserk when it came out, and Berserk CGI. No. People were literally like sending death threats at people.
It was amazing, but the CGI was.
Hey, don't talk about that, Joe.
Yeah,
the Berserk movies are better.
Yeah,
bro, just go play the game too.
Yeah, go play the game.
That Moso game was actually really good.
What, Band of the Hawk?
Yes.
Yeah, Band of the Hawk.
That is definitely one of my favorite.
But no, I agree. I agree 100%, Wes. I feel like they should say on this site, like this top rated anime on this site. Don't sit there and
speak for
make it Yeah, because I don't watch my anime list. We watch 9 anime. I watch anime 8.
I watch 9 anime. That's my site to go to.
We used to we watch Crunchyroll on our TVs. Even though people say it sucks, at the end of the day, it's giving me the anime fix for a good price compared to.
That's the thing. I'm not disputing that. I mean, the Crunchyroll as a service, it is bad for the anime industry. It is bad for individual viewing experiences, but it's accessible, and that's why it'll always be around. And I can't dispute that. It's accessible. But I just, people talk about like pirating anime and stuff like that, watching anime for free, and it's like you pay for a subpar service that does nothing for the anime industry. So don't.
But you hate. Right, but you hate on people for watching it for free.
Yeah, I'm about to say, don't. This is not a matter of morality. This is a matter of you doing something that you really have like
Crunchyroll doesn't even have half the anime that these free websites have. The free website has anime. The free websites have anime that dates back to like the 90s, 80s. And Crunchyroll doesn't even have half of that.
I mean, I had a problem with the UI is just awful. It's counterintuitive on the website and on like an app. Like even when I was using it on a website, if you randomly like click away and click back into a Crunchyroll video on the like web app, the video would just like restart.
It's gone.
Yeah, it's just,
how dare you turn your head? You don't start over and watch it from the start, boy.
Yeah, I mean, it really is just, I don't know. I don't know. The whole corporation bootlicking thing is really like, people used to get put on the stake for that back in the day. Like, why are you simping for corporations that don't care about you?
Right.
But now they about to say now bootlicking is at an all-time high, bro. But that's a topic for a different day. But I don't know. I don't go to war for multi-million-dollar companies that don't know of my existence. Or celebrities.
They do not look at us, and we shouldn't be looking at them.
We go to war. We go to war over the things that matter to us, and we talk to each other about it because we know each other exist, and we know who we are. The other stuff that people argue about or talk about or like find solace in defending it is strange. We are in strange times. Very much so.
Were you gonna say, Cinder?
Oh no, I was gonna like agree to an extent because like back in my day, I used to hoist the colors myself, do a lot of that pirating biz. But once I like got a job and actually got money, I prefer to give money to the creators because they're actually like they deserve it in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
Not particularly Crunchyroll though. I know Crunchyroll is definitely not helping the industry at all. I'd much rather give money directly to the animation studios in Japan because they're the ones like lacking right now. The animation budget over there is pretty low.
Yeah.
So.
Well, not for you, Ufotable, because they over here making freaking certified hood classics. Like,
but yeah,
right about that.
Unlimited Blade Works.
But you gotta understand.
The animators don't get paid.
New anime comes out like you can find a new anime like every 2 seconds, but it won't look good.
Right.
we live in a day and age where they could set up like a Patreon or like a Kickstarter and make their own animes just like that with a group of.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't like
artists.
Patreon. They don't like Patreon as a place to like support stuff.
Yeah.
Like I know a lot of people who would not pay for a Patreon.
I just found out in that new Jujutsu Kaisen movie, Type Zero or whatever, some of the voice actors, they only got paid like $150.
That's a problem too.
Yeah,
People that are working there
acting
don't get paid.
Yeah. Voice actors, unless you're not like a world renowned voice actor or something like that, voice actors do not be getting paid enough for their talents.
$150 for a movie
Yeah, I can find
paid
that.
millions?
Yeah, I can find a tweet. I'll send you that tweet and you can edit that in the post. But yeah, the lady was like, "Yeah, I worked on this movie and I got $150." And we talked about it. And you know, of course, you got fellas coming out of the Twitter swamps like, "Oh, well, that's kind of your fault. Like, shouldn't you take this information to the top?" And people be saying that, and it's like, that's not how the world works, my boy. Like, you just taking information to the top. All you do is go through a chain of command, and you get to somebody that has the ability to either truly let the top know how you feel about it, and they could either not do it or they could do it, and then they could get to the top and they could be like, "Oh, they complaining about their wages. Oh, that's tough."
Since you done complained about it, you getting no money. You're not even part of the investment anymore.
They take him out. His scenes, they silent edit his scenes, bro. Take his whole voice lines out.
Since you won't complain, now we can find somebody else to do the voice. You're not even here anymore.
Get a voice actor for free.
Dang, dude, that's crazy. But you know what?
It's a sad reality.
This segues into what in an anime, what trope or type of character or type of scenario do you hate so much you would drop an anime on site? And I'm gonna start it off because this one anime keeps popping up and people keep trying to tell me, "Oh, you need to get over it," blah blah blah.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Black Clover.
Black
Clover.
Obvious.
Yes.
You knew that.
I don't care. I don't care if Asta can do a 360 dunk on Michael Jordan. I don't care if he can bring the cure for cancer. I don't care. I will not sit here and watch a 4'2" midget scream in my ear like a maniac. I tried for one episode. It's unforgivable. That is the thing I cannot forgive in animes. When main characters are just screechy and loud and they don't have any reason for being like that. I had to give an exception.
Like Dragon Ball Z, bro?
I like Dragon Ball Z because at least they're fighting. They're fighting but when they have regular conversation, they're not screaming the whole time. I tuned in for the first episode of Black Clover, and everything he said, he screamed. Every single thing. He was sitting there waking up, screaming. He was doing push-ups, screaming. He was saying hello, screaming. And it was just like, dude,
loud equal fun.
My ears are about to bleed, bruh. I can't do it. I turned it off, and I'll never look back.
For me, it's them animes where like the main character is like a simp or like he's getting trolled by like a female character. I hate anime like that, bro. I hate anime like that, bro. It's so stupid. Like that Nagatoro and that other one.
Hey,
Nagatoro,
Uzaki-chan was a
certified
banger.
Bad.
Uzaki-chan was a certified banger.
Nagatoro wasn't that bad. Fucking.
Bro, no. I hate anime. And then there's that new one with that girl. Her name's Aaron or whatever her name is. The girl with the blonde hair with the pink highlights. I'm so tired. I hate anime like that, bro. I just can't watch it at all.
You hate My Dress Up Darling?
Bro, I hate anime like that.
I get it. I get why though.
Niggas like the anime because of the girls in it, but I can't watch that as a plot.
But there's no trolling in My Dress Up Darling.
He's talking about
that you're referencing with Nagatoro and such.
No, he's saying in the instance of when the main characters are so soft or like so like.
Yeah, I hate that, bro.
It's like they see a girl come up to them and they start blushing. I don't know how to speak. Like, I'm nervous. I can't function. It's so like
annoying, bro.
It's like in real life, bro. If a decent looking woman came up to you and you were single, bro, you are not getting clammy like that.
Yeah,
bro. Like,
you are not doing all that.
You gonna be
bro.
like, hey, what's up?
She won't even say anything to her.
Like, bro, that makes me not want to watch the entire show. Like, I can't do it.
Can I segue off that?
I'm about to.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Because I agree with that to some extent, but not for the same reasons. I don't like shows like that. Well, let me preface this with I love rom-coms. I love slice of life. They're great.
Yeah.
I hate when there's shows like that where it's like wish fulfillment, it seems. Like you could just be like, oh man, I wish I was him because this cute girl wants me to make cosplay for her and do all this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's when it's to the point where it's like self-insert, where it can feel like self-insert, and that's where it turns me off.
To be honest, most of these new age romantic comedies are self-insert.
And that's why I can't watch a lot.
I mean, I'm not disputing that. All I would say is that I'm not gonna sit here and act like I have been the best with women in my younger years.
Exactly.
Like I've definitely had beautiful women approach me, and I definitely kind of freeze up, not knowing how to react. So I won't say that people don't do that, because there are definitely people on this earth who do that, men and women alike. So that is not really an unreal trope in anime. It is one that they burn into the ground, but it is something that is done. I mean, exaggeration or not, you know, like it still does happen, and it still does get done. Obviously, you're not going to be able to see nobody's face really blush, but people definitely get nervous when they talk to attractive people.
They don't get like that, bro. No way, bro.
It does not get to that point. Because
I get what you're saying, dog. But no, it don't get to the point.
Even prime example, my wife. I'm gonna throw you under the bus here, but she is very like, she is not a sociable person at all. Like, if you leave my wife to her devices, Alex is not gonna say nothing. She's not gonna, you know, she's very. But if you speak to her, she has no problem speaking, even though she's a very shy individual.
She's all NPC mode.
Yeah, and so it's the trope of, and I get so angry because I know exactly what you're talking about, man. It's the fact that, like, not only do they do this whole I'm nervous, I don't know how to talk to women, I'm so shy, but I'm 8 episodes in. You done hung out with this girl for 3 years now. Yes, you still don't know how to talk to her?
Yes, bro. Like, bro, I can't watch the anime at that point.
I understand day one. I understand month 1. I understand, you know, your first month, you know, getting to know him. But I done watched 4 scenes where you didn't literally almost fell into this girl butt naked, and you still don't know how to talk to her.
We watched Horimiya.
Yeah, Horimiya, but okay.
We watched Horimiya and we liked it.
Yes, but that was different.
That was way different, because in Horimiya, it was not only was it it was a cast full of different social disorders and stuff like that, but Hori and the main character, what is his name?
Got his name too.
Yeah, Miyamura. Yeah, Hori and Miyamura. After the first episode, dude, they were having nervous moments, as like, oh, I want to kiss him, or I want him to call me his girlfriend, or I want her to hug me, or stuff like that. They were having moments of that, but they were in each other's face. They clapped at one scene, so it's like, but they were, by episode 3, they were a couple and they were cool. The nervousness was gone.
I agree with that completely. I love anime that actually like put the characters in a relationship and roll out with them and being in a relationship.
And even the character that was socially awkward, their socially awkward wasn't that they weren't functioning human beings. You get me? Like, they exaggerate the social awkwardness in some of these animes so much. Like, if the dude sees a chick walk in the room, he don't know how to do his job. He don't know how to eat.
Man, start falling over everything, and like, bro,
he gets the bloody nose and flies out of a 6-story window, and all the girl did was ask him for a pen. Like, it's like, dude, like
it's like, bro, I don't even want to watch this anymore. Like,
yeah. And so Horimiya was a goated show though, because they did have a character who was extremely nervous and didn't know how to talk to people, and she ends up the glasses chick, but she ends up overcoming that in her own way, because she realizes, you know, like, I'm never gonna get nothing in life if I stay this way. You get me? And she progressed through the show to the point where, even though she didn't get the happy ending, she was a new person. And some of these animes, you'll see a character in season 3 of the show, and he still don't know how to talk to little Sue Ellen from gym class.
That's Rent a Girlfriend.
Yes, bro.
Rent a Girlfriend is just awful, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I read the manga.
Oh wait, isn't Rent a Girlfriend the one with the 4 or 3 girls on there?
It's awful. It is not worth discussing because it is awful.
Hold on, I want to read it.
I read it, and then the vibe it gave me is like, you cannot be serious right now. But when they announced it that it was going to become an anime, it wasn't even on my list.
Awful.
It was not on my list. The manga was awful.
I have nothing against her.
It's like,
it's not even anything against her. It's the fact that the main character is awful.
That's what I'm saying. The main characters are what throw me away from those type of animes. It's like, bro, I can't stay there and watch every episode.
The thing is, when I say Rent a Girlfriend is awful, Rent a Girlfriend as an entirety is awful. The main character is awful. The supporting characters are awful. The plot is awful. The character development is awful. The series is just awful.
Mm-hmm. And it only broke the internet because people, they just, I don't understand why.
People like drama, they like love triangles, they like the waifus. That's it. The show is just awful. I mean, it's literally the
4G waifus. That's really.
I'm about to say the latest chapter. Not even the latest chapter. It was like the dude was like having a wet dream to the main girl like getting NTR.
Fan service.
Yeah, it was so that's that show. There is no redeemable qualities about that show whatsoever. I mean, literally, one of the motivations of the girl is that I have this weird thing where my chest doesn't beat because I don't feel emotion. Oh, I ran into the main character boy. All of a sudden, my chest beats. I feel emotion. I'm gonna force you to be interested in me, and if you don't, I'm gonna tell everybody that you told that you actually have a girlfriend that you're lying and you're renting her. And I'm supposed to be a likable, love interest. There's no way.
She's the villain to the story.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's whoever created that. You are an awful writer.
That's kind of how Shield Hero is.
Oh, what do you mean?
With the multi character, I do not like her.
Oh, you're post.
Yeah, you're supposed to hit her.
You're supposed to.
I do not. I can't stand her.
The one that he had special plans for at the end of season 1.
No, yeah. The one.
Okay,
she ain't seen the. Yeah.
Oh, she's the reason why stuff turned out the way it did for him in the beginning. That's the same one.
I don't like her. I don't like
her, but I don't like anybody else because they really ran with that. Yeah, they ran with that. All of the other characters that he came into that world with ran with that. And then, truthfully, like me and Kite was saying earlier, I would have let all of them get clapped up. I am not saving none of y'all. Y'all are not worth saving. Y'all deemed me as trash. And y'all felt a certain type of way about me based off of stuff that was a lie. And even the blonde haired dude, he the worst. Because even when it was all found out as true, he was still like, nah, she couldn't do that. She wouldn't dare. There's no way this is true. I would have, no cap, I don't care what, and I'm not trying to spoil nothing. I don't care how anybody felt about the end situation of that. I don't care that y'all was crying and y'all was sad. I would have let off, get him out of here. Get him gone.
But Alex, what were you saying?
Go ahead, Alex.
No, I was just saying I don't like malicious characters like that. I get that's her character, but I don't like how basically what Wes said, they dragged it on. They dragged it on way too long. It just got annoying at some point.
Every time
same thing with Sasha.
Same
thing with Sasha. I got sick of Sasha in Attack on Titan. Cause I'm like, if she do another thing,
that's why I think her
keep her put.
That's why I was like, I wasn't upset with her death. I don't think her death was a bad thing because it paved the way for another character's background. Gabby, it turned her into a fan. Her whole arc was fantastic.
Oh no, my heart, y'all! I can't believe y'all some ops.
Okay.
What? Y'all didn't like baby girl Sasha, bro?
Like potato
No.
Potato girl?
It's not.
Oh, you mean Gabby? Oh, Gabby. He meant Gabby.
I'm gonna say Gabby. Yeah, I meant Gabby. I like Sasha, but I'm gonna say Gabby.
I hate Gabby.
Yeah. It's not that I don't like Sasha. I think her death was justified for what we got out of Gabby.
Okay.
That's great character development.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I don't even really like Attack on Titan. So I'm
the reason why
it's
characters
okay.
die,
It's all right. It's a good watch.
the reason why characters die in movies and shows is for another character to develop, and that's usually for the wrong. But in this case, we see it for the right. Let me look at an example. The death can be very inspiring or it can be very changing. I'm gonna use Star Wars for an example. Yeah. Anakin didn't want his wife to die. He turned bad because of it. Things went for the worst.
Right. Okay, that's valid.
It's that type of situation.
And Jiraiya dead, bro. Oh my God.
Recently,
Jiraiya's death led to more development for Naruto.
Right.
I mean, that is true, but more often than not, most of these anime that have been coming out recently, people have just been killing characters to kill characters. Like, it's not impressive writing that you killed a character to have another character develop.
It's all Game of Thrones' fault, bro.
Actually, no. I think Game of Thrones is doing something different. We can talk about that later, though.
Yeah, we can.
All right. Game of Thrones. Episode 4.
Not on this episode, but yeah, we can talk about that later. For sure.
It's not a Game of Thrones.
I have 3 tropes that I absolutely can't stand, and all of them exist in Fairy Tale, bro. I can't stand this show.
I mean, I agree. I don't know what they are, but
It's
Fairy Tale.
the power of
Friendship.
The power of
friendship.
Power of friendship.
You can't stand it. The other trope I can't stand is whenever they mess up power spikes for no reason, bro. That show is so inconsistent with what it was trying to say. I can't stand that.
The power of friendship, bro.
I think a lot of early anime get away with that type of stuff because they were early anime.
You know who tried to get away with it and then they realized it wasn't gonna work? Hitman Reborn. Everything. For my friends, and then they did.
Hitman Reborn changed from that.
Hold on, I'm saying it though.
Watch the whole thing.
No, I watched the whole thing. I'm saying they tried to do that crap for that first arc. Friendship, my friends. Then they got into that arc where they went against the other half of the Vongola family, and that friendship crap went out the window because it was like, oh, you got this friendship, take this knee to your mouth, and we gonna talk about friendship after that.
Well, that's the thing about Hitman Reborn, though, right? It's because Hitman Reborn, the entire first season, he tried to start off as like a comedy. It wasn't like an action show until like second season.
Yeah.
They really tried to
the first season was just him being a goofy school kid, literally.
Right. My favorite thing about Hitman Reborn is that, like, he's almost the polar opposite of Naofumi in a way. He's very concerned about his friends and family. He wants everybody to be safe, but that means he's willing to go to that edge for his friends and family.
Okay.
If you're gonna mess with my family, you gotta go through me first.
But the thing was, he wasn't like that at the beginning. At the beginning, he didn't even know he was he didn't even know he was a boss. He didn't know he was a boss or any of that.
That's what his entire development was through the course of the show.
Yeah, I love that though. Like my man Reborn just pops up out of nowhere. And he's like, "Yeah, you're like the boss of this family and all this," and then he just develops into that, and it gets really amazing. I love it.
It's a hero's journey.
I really should watch that show.
He didn't accept the call at the beginning. He rejected it. He rejected a lot of the show. Until it came time to where he started to realize, like, hey, these people around me, they trying to fight for me even though I don't want to fight. And they all falling down. I gotta step in.
Right. If you ever watch Hitman Reborn, bro, you gotta watch it, bro.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, it's actually funny because I like a lot of the characters from the show, like designs, but I never watched the show. I never even finished Kenichi yet, to be honest. I got it like halfway.
Hibari's my favorite character from that show.
Kenichi.
Hibari is Tonbi.
My boy Tonbi about to spit, so let me hear it, bro.
That's my second favorite main character, but the only show that I know that got away with that friendship thing was Rave Master.
What, you mean Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't count?
Yu-Gi-Oh don't really count. I don't know. I can't really count Yu-Gi-Oh.
Rave Master? Wait, I've never seen Rave Master. So how did they got it? Now I'm not gonna watch it just because you just told me the power.
It's not made by the same people that made Fairy Tail.
Rave Master is still
made by the same people who made Fairy Tail. That explains it. Rave Master was like the first one. Fairy Tail came after. Fairy Tail is more popular because it has more episodes and I guess it's more successful. Raid Master only stopped at like 50 episodes, but the manga kept going. But they're like the main one that got away with that one. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah, Raid Master is goated.
Yeah, it's goated.
Underrated.
Very underrated. Actually, I can't even say that really because
I mean it's not underrated because it allowed he had enough popularity from that to make another series.
Fairy Tail.
Yeah, but it was people don't really talk about Rave Master
and
like
then
that.
Fairy Tail opened up Eden Zero, the opportunity for Eden Zero.
And Eden Zero
that's the same way Sword Art came around. Excel World opened up the door to Sword Art Online.
Yep.
Yep.
And Dot Hack opened up the door to all of them.
Dot Hack opened up the door for anime.
Pretty much, you know what? Pretty much, because all the anime now is like you never hear nothing else but Truck-kun sending other people to the other world.
There's kind of a reason behind that, right? It's like, and on the book end of things, people are very interested in literature RPGs, lit RPGs, which is basically like video game. I got sent to another world. Now I'm a video game. Yeah, and they're very interested in that in isekai, and it's mostly just because you're sending a normal character into another world, right? Obviously, and it's that wonder of being somewhere different. It is that wish fulfillment of what if this could happen to me? What if I was somewhere else? What if I was in this situation? You never really know what you're getting into because it's never your typical thing. And then throw cute anime girls on top of it, and throw overpowered main characters because that's a thing right now. Cute anime girls, overpowered main characters, isekai. Those are like top. Those are like peak fiction right now.
The problem with that is that it's too saturated. Almost everything is too common, and it's almost the same plot line.
And the only time people are still eating this shit up.
I mean, it's the blueprint, bro. They got the formula, and now they're passing it around to see who actually can master it.
It only matters at this point if it gets turned into a TV show.
It's not even like the fact of mastering it. It's like they just get the blueprint and say, "This is what we're rocking with." And I don't think they're taking any time to like. Yeah, they just make it. I don't think they're taking any time to like make something different. You realize that, and everybody here has experienced it if you watch anime. Like some things are just gonna be the same, or you just get picked out of everything. You notice how in Yu Yu Hakusho when you talk about Hiei, when he uses fire, that's literally Amoretsu that Itachi uses and Sasuke uses and the whole Ichigo uses.
Yeah. I noticed that. Yeah.
You noticed that, right? So like, but with that, I mean, it's kind of different because Yu Yu Hakusho and Naruto are different. How they use it different ways was pretty okay, but now it's just you get sent to another world by a truck. You get powers. You get girls. The plot's the same.
Bad guy steals girl. You gotta go get girl.
There's some bad guy, the demon king that you gotta get. Story over. It's only, and I guess that's why I haven't been watching a lot of anime since, and I've been reading more manga. Because at least with manga, you at least find some that they get sent to a different world, but it's different.
Yeah.
Like I'm reading one right now where a dude gets killed by a truck, but instead of that's the one thing that'll never change. So he gets killed by a truck. He gets killed by a truck, but instead of gaining powers, he denied his powers and got sent to the other world, and he is left with nothing but his karate.
I'm mad about that. Beat the crap out of people.
Yes, that's literally what it is. It's about a karate master in a different world fighting magic and superpowers. That's different. That's all. That's different level things.
You know who else? I feel like there's certain shows that can master the isekai genre. Slime Anime did it extremely well. And then the OG one that like started all the isekais, Mushoku Tensei. Yeah, Mushoku Tensei. Yeah, that one is goated just because they understood, like, hey, yeah, you're teleported to this world, and yeah, you can do all this cool thing, but you gotta. A lot of isekais don't. They just start this person off. Hey, you're 16 years old. you're attractive, you got superpowers, and you're the strongest dude on the universe. While slime anime was like, hey, bro, you said you
slime.
Yeah, you're a slime. You're a slime that can't die by normal means. That's it. But like your potential to learn and everything is, whatever. So adapt. And he ended up becoming what he was by himself. He sat in that cave I think he sat in there for 2 years or something like that, eating magic crystals, just doing what slimes do. Slimes sit in caves in every RPG just vibing, and he did that. Ended up becoming one of the strongest people in that universe, and it's just like we got to watch every step of the way. We got to see like there's more than
it's
just
trial and error too.
Yes, yeah. You got to see that there's more. You're a superpowered human being, but guess what? Everybody's a superpowered human being. What makes you different?
Right.
He ended up making a whole society out of stuff, and in Jobless Reincarnation. I wanted to show my wife that, but they don't put it on Crunchyroll. But he started off as a baby again.
Yeah, I read the light novel.
Yeah, he started off as a baby.
That's fantastic.
And then he became great off of what he was learning as he was growing up, because he basically took it as a second chance at life. I'm gonna do it
I have
over.
A question.
Yeah, he said, I'm gonna do it over, except I'm gonna be better. He was like reading at like the age of as soon as he was able to understand like the language, he immediately started reading books.
What was your question?
He was like, I gotta know everything.
You got a question?
Oh, so is Odd Taxi considered a isekai?
Oh, that's
I don't
a
know
good question.
anything about
Taxi.
That is a really good question because
Only because like I'm asking because it's not.
It wouldn't, because he didn't get transported to a whole world. He was a guy that saw the world that way because of his situation, but he didn't actually go to a different world. He just had a traumatic event that changed his perspective. But if you haven't seen Odd Taxi,
it's really good.
That is one show
it's more psychological.
Yeah, Odd Taxi, it hit different, bro. Like it looks goofy. That needs to be like number 1 or 2 on that list, because it's an anime masterpiece. And I don't say masterpiece on a lot of animes, but that one is actually a masterpiece. Like the author of that was just like, I've never seen somebody take so many characters that have nothing to do with each other, and then at the end it's like, oh, this is how this character affected this character, and this character actually did this, and this caused this character to do. It was just like a chain. It was like you ever see those little domino collections where the guy tips one domino and it makes like a whole mural? It was like that. Once everything fell in place, you were like, oh snap, like it all makes sense.
That is the effect of what a good main character does to a show.
Yes, bro. And it was the fact that there was so much going on. At some point, you forgot the main character was the main character, because every episode was focused on a different thing that was happening in the story. And then when they finally refocus back on the main character again, you're like, oh, so
I want to make an
everything's
example of this.
I'm basically done. Like, go watch that. Like, go watch it as soon as we're done with this podcast. Like, Odd Taxi is a must watch. It's a must watch. You get me?
One thing that, we've all seen JoJo in here, right?
No, I refuse to watch it.
I do know about JoJo.
I refuse to watch it.
We know about it.
JoJo, but I don't really care.
I never watched it.
So no one has seen part 5 of JoJo.
No more JoJo.
Okay,
I don't care. I don't care much about JoJo.
So basically, I'm gonna just explain pretty much the same thing that you just said.
Right.
The main character of Part 5 JoJo, you see him for maybe he's in every episode, but he's like the main character for like the first 2 or 3 episodes. After that, it's more about the side characters than it is about him.
Yeah.
He's just there for the interaction. They're developing everybody else in the circle until it comes back around to the main character. And I love to see that type of stuff, because the main character isn't necessarily the focus sometimes. It's easy to close up a main character arc because you put them in a situation, you have them overcome a situation, and now they're trying to figure out how to move forward from there. But everybody else in this world, they all have problems too. They're still people.
Right.
So how are they going to overcome their situations? You always got to ask that question.
I don't mind this.
Sometimes I will argue that the side characters are more important than the main character.
Well, sometimes side character like arcs can get lost though, if it's not good writing. They can easily derail the side characters.
It depends on the writer, that's for sure.
That's with a lot of tropes though. Any trope can be good as long as it's written in a way that makes the trope stand out. But if you're just writing a trope to write a trope, then it just
I wouldn't consider that a trope. I just consider that just usual writing.
Yeah.
Joe reminded me of this anime called Shura no Toki, where it was like a generational thing. So you had I guess one generation. I don't know how many generations JoJo had, because I'm not that far in it. I've only watched the first 3 generations
of JoJo. You said?
Of JoJo.
See, now, like, here's the thing, because like part one of JoJo is hard to watch. It's not that it's boring. It's just that it's very old school and compared to the rest. I started with part 3, and then I worked my way back, and then I worked my way backwards.
I started from 1, then I ended up in part 3, and then.
But you can watch part 4 and part 5 with little to no context of everything else.
Right. So with that, it reminded me of Shura no Toki, where like one generation, it was like, so they had like I'm sure you know by now that I really like anime that has a lot to do with martial arts and stuff.
Yep.
So with this one, it was like a generation of a style that was going on, and then it had 24 episodes, and then after each certain episodes, it would, I guess after 8 episodes, it would switch up to a next generation, and then the next generation. So the total was 3. And so they were keeping up the style called Mutsu Enmei, where it was used strictly for killing.
Right.
And so that's what, when I was watching JoJo, I was like, oh, this reminded me of this kind of, except they didn't have any stands, and then it was kind of more like the same thing. Whereas with this one, it was more as like the generations was edging on, the times were changing. And so with the first one, it was just strictly swords. The second one was, you would see a lot more ninjas. And the third one, it was more like revolutionized. Instead of swords, guns started coming in, right, and stuff like that. So times was changing on that one. I really like those type of anime, but it's kind of weird for me to say though, because when it comes to JoJo, I'm not sure, because the first 2 started with no stands. The third part is when the stands came in. While that did throw me off, I still enjoyed it, but it didn't make me want to go watch the part 4 or part 5.
Like, I'm gonna explain one thing about the JoJo Arthur, right? His name escapes me right now because I'm kind of distracted. Right. You can tell by each one of his parts, he's learning different things about story writing. In the first season is the hero's journey. In the second season, it's kind of that same thing, except with a bit of a comedic twist, right? Because Joseph Joestar is kind of a clown. In third season, he introduces this new power system, and he also introduces putting like a party with the main character.
Right.
From there, the fourth season, he's hyper focused on story. It's again not so much focused on the main character. Josuke is not the focus. Koichi is more of the focus than he is, and he is the side character. Koichi is arguably gets more screen time than Josuke. And it becomes more about what's happening in the city of Morio. The entire city of Morio is the cast. And the development of stands and how they contribute to the plot of what's going on in the city. Like, part 4 probably has the best storytelling out of all the JoJo parts. And then we kind of see that a little bit more out of part 5. That's why you won't see a lot of people talking about 1, 2, and 3 that much. I personally like 3 because it's just, what's it called? It's just Around the World in 80 Days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can gradually tell how he develops and changes his writing style as he goes on, and that's probably my favorite part about him, is that he never stops learning.
Right, and that's the key to a good author. That's why I feel like if people wouldn't have been on freaking Attack on Titan's neck, the author of that probably wouldn't have gave us that type of ending. But people are never satisfied, and they don't like to see authors develop because we want to see story end and how we want it to end and all this bullcrap. But to make sure we don't get stuck in a loop on this subject, I'm sorry, because
I was just gonna say how sometimes fans interrupt and like ruin actual endings that would have made sense just because of like fan service.
Facts. I want to say
Bleach got that treatment.
Bleach too, but Dragon Ball Z specifically, because everybody wanted Goku.
And we were supposed to get Gohan, bro.
Everybody, right.
Goku was supposed to after the cell thing. Goku was supposed to be dead.
Gohan. It was supposed to be Gohan, and then we'll see how much Gohan develops from there. But everybody liked Goku so much to the point where the author was conflicted, and he had to bring Goku back.
And he just made Gohan absolutely useless.
I mean, Gohan's useless. We don't see anything from Goten and Kid Trunks. Everybody's useless. If your name is not Goku or Vegeta, you serve no purpose. Your life has no meaning.
Zero purpose.
It really doesn't.
Zero.
But
Let's not say the rest of that.
I wanna. We gonna have a low tier god podcast. Don't worry. But I want to make sure
be on that one.
You gonna have to be.
I do not like that, man.
But I want to make sure that we got everybody's things that they dislike. I know May said he dislikes the cowardly main characters. I said I dislike.
I can go next.
The screaming, Tonbi,
But I guess it's something that I used to like, but now as I got older, and I guess I'm putting real life into it, I don't like it so much anymore. The harem. Wait. It's like when the main character does not choose a girl from the harem.
Yes,
I do not like that. There's only like a handful where the main character does choose it, and then I like watching those from time to time. But I guess one example would be Samurai Girls.
Yes,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if anybody has seen it. That one was man. It just makes me so mad, bro. Because yes, there's girls coming along, but you gotta have, and maybe it's just like the MC where I guess he just doesn't have the will to choose one. Well, I guess that's how the story goes. But it's like you have to choose somebody. And that's really the only reason why I don't want to watch them anymore. Harems was good when I was a kid, when I didn't know no better. But now, as I'm 25, and realistically settling for one girl is great.
Hold on, wait, Tonbi, I'm gonna add on to what you said about harems. It's whenever harems just keep adding girls too. When they just keep grabbing these girls from nowhere, and they just keep coming, bro.
Yeah, they keep
Operetta.
Operetta. Yeah, Operetta. Okay, man. See, but he already chose. You see what I mean? Even though, so like, it was just him and Yue.
Yeah, he chose the lolly, and then somehow the bunny girl fell in love with him, and then the girl that he used to, I think maybe he used to had a crush on or whatever. And like that, I mean, because the thing is, like, you know, the amount of stuff that he experienced is like, I don't care about anybody from my former life, because my former life is not the one I'm a part of now. And you can see that even still, like, the girls be fawning over him, but at the end of the day, he laying down with Yui.
Well, yeah, only one person. So at that point, he already chose. So the fact that he already chose, it does not matter how many other girls come in, because
and luckily he's not the one to like get into them type of situations, like, you know, they be fawning all over him or falling and grabbing him, and he be like, you know, back up.
Yeah, and then like this, I've seen this one, Quacker. I've definitely seen this one. So yeah, this one as well, where he doesn't choose. This one was more like a comedy kind of
what they're talking about.
Yeah. You said send it?
No, I'm just saying because you said it, but you ain't say exactly what it was. So like people listening wouldn't have known what it was. But Monster Musume,
Monster
is another
Musume
harem
is
anime.
Harem anime where it's like he doesn't end up choosing, and that's why I messed with Afuera, because at the end of the day, it's just from the get-go. Once they get out the cave, they were basically a couple. And even though other girls did come in as the show progressed, he did not stray away, or he didn't change who he was rocking with. Right. He still cared for the girls that came in, but it was still just one.
Right. That's the main
so I'm okay with that one, because that one cleared it out the way. All the other ones is like, you got to choose, man. And then if you don't choose, I'll still watch it, but it's just gonna leave me.
It's just taste.
Yeah, like I'm kind of disappointed at that point.
You know, the part of the harems that get me really hot is when they add the one chick that is like, dang, this is like my type of female character. Like, she's solid. She looking out for him. She got his best interest. She bad. Blah blah blah. And he chooses. He completely just don't. He just completely chooses the generic airhead. I don't know. Yeah, it be bro. Freaking Rosario Vampire did that crap. Freaking he had the vampire chick out the start. But when he got to the ice chick, bro, that literally was just like, hey, like I'm down for whatever. I was like, bro, like she ain't giving you no stress.
But what you mean? Even her mama wanted him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, she ain't giving you no stress. She's the only one that's not doing all this screaming, shouting towards you. She just as, you know, she got a good figure like the rest of the girls, so it wasn't looks that was throwing it off. And the whole time she was around him, she was just chilling, bro. And he still went for the freaking annoying. He still went for the annoying, I'm a princess, I need help, you know, cliche. But at the end of the day, I'm glad he chose somebody. But I was just like, bro, like, we need to stop. These heroes need to stop adding these cool female characters that like really just be like a vibe, and then the main character does not care, bro. Like, you got me messed up, bro.
My favorite girl in Rosario Vampire was Misere.
Was that
the purple-haired girl?
Purple-haired girl.
Yeah, that was the ice chick. That was ice chick.
She always had a sucker in her mouth.
Bro, she was chilling, bro. She was big chilling the whole time, and he just didn't care. He kept chasing after the little freaking the main girl. I was like, dude, I guess she's the most important character. But like, dude,
honestly, I would have preferred that to be like High School DxD. At least High School DxD, bro, just got options. And he
had options.
Yeah, he had options, but he was always in some stuff, and like it was really like he had his interests, but bro was still a man at the end of the day, and bro was always faltering in front of females. So that's why like, I found that more interesting. And Rosario Vampire, it's like his tunnel vision just made him really annoying, because it's like every episode you always going through problems, and your life could be problem free.
Right.
What was the High School DxD? At the end of the day, he was still, even though all the other girls came his way and he kind of like faltered, he was still going after Rias.
Yeah.
So, and Rias liked him, so they both liked each other anyway. So I was solid on that. I could watch that knowing that Rosario Vampire, even though it was goated to me. And the reason why, and then that's the thing, the reason why I don't rewatch it is because I'm grown now, bro. I was watching that when I was like in middle school.
Thanks.
So in middle school, obviously, I ain't had no girlfriends or none of that shit. So I was just fantasizing like, ooh, having this many girls at your disposal would be lit. But now I'm 25 and I'm like, yo, and at that point, I would have been chose.
Right.
I'm not saying he didn't choose, because you know the manga went way farther than the show, and at the end of the day he chose. But me personally, having somebody with a split personality like that is a no-go. I would have chose the ice chick.
On everything I love, he should have
chosen everything. Should have chosen the ice chick.
We gonna move on. Alex, what is your number one thing that would make you stop watching an anime?
I would say fan service.
Fan service.
It's really like it just depends. Like, okay, so with because I'm really conflicted with fan service. Like, I get the purpose of it. I'm not against it, but with certain animes like Miss Kobayashi's Maid Dragon or whatever, it was a good show, but I felt conflicted watching it because I'm like, I know they're dragons, and dragons are normally like thousands of years old, but in my thinking, in my modern thinking, these are like kids.
Yeah,
like,
but that's the thing. That's their way to appeal to that stuff. Like, really, like, because at the end of the day, like, you know, realistically, like, if you a lolly lover, bro, we know what type of timing you want, bro. We know how you get down. You're the excuse that they're thousands of years old, or this really a 40-year-old woman. They just have the stature of a small child. That's what you're into, bro. That's what you're into.
People felt the same way about like Seven Deadly Sins was like one of my first favorite like animes. And people were like, well, I don't watch Seven Deadly Sins because technically he's like 100 years old and he's flirting with this 14-year-old girl. And I'm like, oh, well, I didn't think about it that way. But now that people, and when I watch stuff like that, it makes me think like that. But I'm like, I mean, it's a show. It's not real. But at the same time, I felt conflicted watching the Miss Kobayashi's Dragon, especially like, it was confusing because it was a little bit uncomfortable only because yes, they're dragons and all that other kind of stuff, but like the girls in the show were I guess very aroused by one another, and that didn't sit well with me either. So I'm just like, okay,
this is awkward.
The only girls that are aroused by
other dude. So it's just like, okay, if you wanted the character to be a dude, let the character be a dude. But I just didn't get the whole purpose of having the main character be a female, and then she ends up getting this dragon. The dragon she ends up falling in love with her, and three other dragons come along, and out of the younger dragons, they start having like somewhat the interest or curiosity of other people that were around their supposed age bracket or whatever.
It's different than that. It's that they're all kind of just spread out because they all weren't gonna live in one house. Kana still lives in the house. She's the youngest. She just goes to school, but she has a school friend who's like enamored with her in particular because she's adorable. Lukoa, I don't know why she's hanging out at old boy's house, the kid's house. That one is a bit questionable to me. But then there's another one you missed, Fenrir. He just likes hanging out with old dude because he showed him video games, and now Fenrir is obsessed with video games.
No, yeah, I get that. Yeah. I'm just speaking on like the girls in particular. That's what didn't sit right with me. Because like I said, I felt conflicted watching it because I'm like,
I get it.
I get it.
Like the episode where Kobayashi gets turned into a male, it's only one episode in the second season. I think it was just like a little joke.
Yeah, it was a joke to see if she was actually was for the other main character and not like for her because of like her breast and her looks and stuff.
Right. I think it was like a little funny scenario because it's like, what if Kobayashi was a guy? It's just a little what if question.
Yeah, and I feel like,
but I see what you're saying though.
I feel like for Seven Deadly Sins, like people took that situation to what it was because people didn't actually understand the story. But then when you start getting
the same way up on Bond too, because Bond, his like girl is a small fairy, whatever she is, and she like thousands of years old.
I feel like if your character, I feel like when it comes to like lollies and stuff like that, I don't like it when like. This clearly looks like a 6-year-old child. Like this, like no matter, my brain registers that. Now, if they look like teenagers and stuff like that, and I understand in Japan why they do it because the age of consent back out there is like 12. So I get like by 14, 15, 16, they consider you an adult. So it's like I get it. I get why they don't look at it like the Western side does it. And for Seven Deadly Sins, I gave them a pass because. Meliodas was this older dude, but then as you look into the story, you start realizing that it's been the same couple. They just keep getting one of them just keeps getting reincarnated. So it's like, okay, I see why he is in love with her, and it's not awkward no more because he didn't love her when she was old. He loved her when she was young. He loved her when at all different stages of her living, and so it was like, okay, I get it. He has to keep playing reset with the same person over and over, and I can get it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's at the end of the day, like that's a trope though. Like the lolly trope is a no-go. I get why people I don't get why people like it, but I'm not gonna sit there.
You get why people like it.
We get it, but we don't want to.
Yeah, we don't want to.
We get
but
why
now
people
that
like it.
Like broke it down, I get it. I understand. Like now that he broke it down, I get it. It's just like I said, it's like the Western way of thinking. Like this clearly looks like a child, so.
Yeah, no, I mean, break it down no matter how you want. You can slice it and dice it how you want. At the end of the day, the appeal of the characters is still appeal because of the type of people that enjoy that character. Yeah. It don't matter how you slice it and dice it and what those characters represent. At the end of the day, if you like them characters, you're a lolicon, and you're a lolicon for these specific reasons. There is no changing that. There is no, justifying that. Like, it is what it is.
Right. And so, did I get everybody's things that they
Yes, sir.
What? Who?
Because I never said mine.
All right, you did? Let me hear Big West. Big West.
Y'all kept going. I never said mine.
Let's get it. Let's go.
The tropes that I don't like, which is why I drop a lot of isekai and I drop a lot of fantasy anime. I just drop a lot of anime in general because I don't like people. I don't like main characters that take a massive amount of disrespect or like bad things happening to them and they don't dish it back out to people because that's not realistic.
Tanjiro.
No matter how, Tanjiro is not a real character. There's no person on this earth who would take massive amounts of disrespect. There's no person on this earth that would take massive amounts of disrespect and not give back what they're receiving. Like, there are people, you let things go as a human being. Don't get me wrong. You definitely let things go as a human being depending on the severity of it. But like they say, you put out what you like, you get what you put out. Like, treat people the way you want to be treated. If you treat people with massive amounts of disrespect, you're going to get massive amounts of disrespect back, whether or not it be from that person or it be from somebody else. I hate characters in animes that just take all types of crap and they do nothing with it. I hate people who like, okay, you murdered my entire family and I have the ability to defeat you and like send you to the afterlife, but I'm gonna let you go because I'm a bigger person. You're not a bigger person.
Hey, now that you explain it that way,
you're not real.
Hey, now that you explain it that way, I'm not worried because my boy Tanjiro's safe because he definitely be smoking people, bro.
That's what respect that you smoke like his ancestor. Like I saw the clip when he was fighting the shorty. It's like, why do you do when they flash back to the ancestor? Why are you the way you are? Why do you do the things you do? Why do you hurt innocent people? And bro was murdering these demons as you should. I don't care that you used to be a nice child. You're a demon now. You're smoking people. You deserve to get smoked. If you kill my whole family and I got the ability to kill you, I'm taking you out, bro. I'm packing you up and I'm making sure that you're not going to where they went to.
My boy Tanjiro said, "You don't value the life of a human being. That is what I call tyranny. And as long as I draw breath, I will not allow it to exist in my world, bro." Oh God, that is a cold line, bro. My boy Tanjiro is goated, bro.
I mean, like, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Sasuke, as he saw it before he found out the truth, all he saw was that his older brother was responsible for not only the death of his entire clan, but his mother and father. And so what did he do? He let that hatred boil and make him become the person he was. And even though he technically did not kill his brother, in his mind, he is the reason that his brother drew his last breath. Because he felt that he deserved it, which from an outside view, not knowing what truly happened, a lot of people felt like that. Like, even though Itachi, my favorite character, I'm like, damn, cuz, excuse my French, you smoked your moms, your pops, your entire clan,
your girlfriend, your fiance,
your girlfriend. Sasuke, I don't really mess with you like that, but cuz gotta go. He's a yeah, pack him up. And of course, we find out that that was only under orders of what? Danzo? Was it Danzo?
Yeah,
it was Danzo because he wanted to prevent a civil war, because he knew at the end of the day, if the Uchiha rose up against the leaf, the Uchiha was packing up the leaf. And it was going to be.
That's why
they got rid of him.
That nigga Shisui would have clapped everybody.
Yep, they got rid of him, and Danzo was like, you can smoke your entire clan, and you can keep your brother alive. Or I'm gonna send the Anbu in there and they're gonna get everybody gone. And Itachi, with the help of what we now know to be Obito, they took out the entire clan and he let his brother live. And his father, he was scared to go in the house because he knew that if him and his father fought, he knew his dad was gonna pack him up. Because his dad was the leader. Yeah, he did it. He said, I'm not gonna make my son draw his last breath. So do what you gotta do. I understand that you're doing what you gotta do, and if you came to this conclusion, then I probably would have came to the same one. So handle your business.
Him and his wife was on their knees. He was on their knees. They just accepted it.
Yeah, because like if you look back, Itachi was scared to go in the house because it's only one person left, two people technically, but I know if I scrap my pop's gonna pack me up. He gonna put me in a box, so he was scared to go in there. But they was already ready to accept their fate. But yeah, I don't like characters. I mean, all type of isekai, like Naofumi, for example. They did what they did to him. They almost ruined they basically did ruin his life. In a new world where nobody knew who he was, a small instance of like, not even bad decision making, but just like being a terrible person ruined cuz life for the worse until it got better. At the end, I would have let them have they just desserts. I don't care that so-and-so such and such is crying and that you're like you grabbing your finger because you're so mad that you got to witness your family get clapped. They should be clapped. They ruined my life. Their life needs to be. They don't deserve a life. They need to go.
Hey, I normally I'd be opposed to killing ain't the only solution to everything. But in that scenario for Naofumi, bro, they tarnished his name in every possible way to the point where like my boy literally lived his whole isekai life with people pointing swords at his neck every 5 seconds, bro. I would have been packing people. Raid shield activate, and I would have been packing people up because like at that point, when people aren't even trying to let you defend yourself, and then the second you say, you know what, I'm gonna do my own thing, everybody got a problem. Like, well, no, you still need to work with us and do everything with us, and you need to still be part of the team. But we all hate you, but we need you. It's like at that point, bro.
I'm gonna flip this argument on your head real quick, because I hear what y'all saying, but I'm gonna look at it from this end, because this is a decision you got to come to as a writer, right? Let's say this, for example. Everybody's doubting you. Everybody's saying you can't do this. You ain't gonna make it. Nobody think you're gonna be worth nothing. And then you become something. You become better than anybody everybody that's been talking shit to you. Everyone that puts you down. Everyone that disrespects you.
Right.
Are you gonna pack them up, or would you let them live to watch them be great and live with that fact of knowing that you became something?
You can live with the fact of knowing in the afterlife.
See, that's how it is. I'm gonna let them know, and then after a certain amount of time, they gotta go.
Dang. I feel like I don't need to say nothing.
He said 2 weeks later.
You don't need to say nothing. Everything was said. That y'all, you gonna witness.
It don't matter how long it takes. I'm gonna flaunt in your face after you putting me down so much, and then after a year or two, I'm packing you up.
I'm gonna look at it like this in regard. Okay, so for anybody that's listening this far, thank you for listening this far, because we definitely going over, our normal time frame. But a spoiler alert. So if you interested in watching Shield Hero and you haven't, click off now or just mute and then come back. Who knows? Regardless, the instance when they were fighting at the church and it was him and the yellow haired dude, I would have let the yellow haired dude get packed up. when they were fighting at the end, where those, the invaders, quote unquote, but we found out it was just basically people from a different world is the same as them. I would have let the yellow haired dude get packed up. I would have let the black haired dude get packed up on that shit when they was fighting Shorty.
Bro, not Rin, bro.
Nope. All of them got packed up.
Rin, you can't. You can't smoke Rin.
No,
wait,
listen
you can't
to me.
smoke
Listen,
it, bro.
I know what you're gonna say. Indecision is worse than being on the opposite side. If you can't make a decision and decide on what's wrong and what's right, and you just stay in the middle, that's worse than choosing the side. He did nothing. Even though he felt some type of way about Naofumi, and he knew that was not, he had a feeling that wasn't the case. He said nothing. He did nothing. He kept his mouth shut and he watched. He's the worst.
Bro, but he redeemed himself though, because you gotta remember,
nobody can redeem himself in the end. You stand on what you do in that moment, and that's why they all would have got packed up.
In his case, he was the only one who kept asking Naofumi, like, "Hey, like, are you like, did you do this? Yes or no?" He was the only one who kept asking him, like, "Hey, did you really do this? Yes or no?" And Naofumi, even the queen of the birds, she even asked Naofumi, Did you give him an explanation when he asked you? And they had the flashback. Now Fumi never took the time to actually defend himself when Rin was asking him, like, "Hey, these things that they're saying, is this true?" And now Fumi walked away. He's like, "Hey, did you really do this?" Now Fumi walked away. But every time,
because every instance before that he tried to defend himself, it was always hearsay. Yeah, cut him off. He say, she say, swords pointing at him, like
Rin
you stated
wasn't
earlier.
doing that to him though. Rin
don't matter.
Rin was the only one asking him, "Hey,
they view you as a villain, they then become the villain."
I'm about to say, you silence. Rin didn't speak out for Cuz when he was getting persecuted in that throne room. Nobody did. They was against him.
Rin was the one who pointed out. He said, "Hey, homegirl cheated. She shot him in the back." Rin was the one that also said, "I don't think we should kill him. I think he should still be given his reward." Rin was also the one that when Naofumi had the princess chick and they jumped off that cliff, he looked at Rin. He said, "Rin, I know it's not making sense right now, but I need you to look into something for me, please." Even though Rin had to make a decision, do I betray? Do I go fight him or what? Rin took the piece of information and decided to go discover all that stuff to prove Naofumi was innocent. Rin was the only one who kept asking him and telling him, "Hey, be safe. Don't do nothing dangerous. Hey, did you really do this? Is this stuff true? Tell me something so I know that they're lying, or just give me some proof." Rin was the only one actually trying to get proof. The bow dude was just going with the flow. The yellow hair dude was just, nah, he guilty. It don't matter. He guilty because women. But Rin was the only one trying to actually, hey, they said you did this. Tell me what really happened. And every time he tried to tell him what happened, Malty stepped in. Rin was actually trying to figure stuff out. It's just, I get what you're saying. Like he didn't actively like, nah, he's good. But Rin was the only one speaking up on his case. Otherwise, a lot of those scenarios would have went a lot worse if Rin didn't say nothing.
Ren should have went out of his way.
I'm about to say, working in the shadows is just as good as not helping me.
I wouldn't say that.
When I say went out his way, I mean he should have went alone and asked him that question.
How many it was 4 of them, right? It was 4 of them.
It's
correct?
4 of them.
Yeah.
So if Ren would have actively been on his side, it would have been 2. It would have been 2 versus 2, and I got my money on Naofumi and Ren. But bro was just like, getting them to the side. Did you really do that, cuz? Like, is this really
Naofumi, they asked him.
That does nothing to help me. No.
But you gotta remember, the queen asked him, she said, "Did you try to talk to him?" And Naofumi said, "No, I didn't try to talk to him." And Rin was the only one asking questions like, "Hey, he even started questioning Malty, like, are you sure he really did this to you? Because it's not adding up. It's not making sense. You're saying he did this to you, but I'm seeing you act like this." But every time Rin started asking questions, what happened? Bow hair dude, that's not our problem. And then the blonde hair dude, no, dude, you're pestering a woman, bro. Get your head straight. You're just being deceived. Rin was the only one still trying to, like, hey, like, we still need him. That's our dog. Like, we gotta help him. Plus, you gotta remember, Rin knew Naofumi just as long as everybody else, meaning that he only knew Naofumi for a day before all those accusations came out. So it's like, are you really going to, 100% throw your trust into, you wake up one morning and say, hey, there's a court case, this guy did this to this woman.
Exactly. You're right. He was a random. And as randoms do, they get packed up. Out of there.
Here's the thing, though. Ren didn't act as much as he should. You think he should have, is because he was his only lifeline. What am I going to do? What am I going to do when they ship both of us out at sea?
Exactly.
Then what?
That's okay. I'm glad that you have that line of logic. When I'm powered up and we fight in the final battle, I'm not going to stop you from getting packed up.
He played the morally gray role is because he had to be that middle part. He has to see both sides of the story. He's trying to figure this all out. He's gonna still vouch for you, but while you not there, he's gonna still have your back to some extent. But he's still like kind of in that questioning area, because if he goes all the way with you, like I said, there's nobody. What's both of you gonna do out at sea by yourself? Nothing. So he's going to try to stay on the inside and still kind of persuade these people, hey, he's actually doing some good stuff. Are y'all sure he's the bad guy here?
Exactly. And he was the only one, even when Naofumi wasn't in the city, he told the boat dude, nah, Naofumi said we need to go look at this. And the boat dude was like, he's a criminal, it doesn't matter. He's like, no. He said, let's look into it. We at least owe him looking into it. And he discovered that whole conspiracy. Then he came back and saved Naofumi. So he saved Naofumi's life twice. You feel me? So it's like, yeah, you packing him up. But then, Wes, you got to also remember, by that logic of you saying like, oh, I'm going to just pack him up, I'd have let whole dude die. Remember, the queen told him, hey, if you're not going to reconcile with these people and do what a shield hero is supposed to do, I'm going to pack you up. And then I'm going to pack everybody else up, and I'm going to get 4 more people to replace you. So by you making that decision, Wes, you would have been smoking that pack.
You would not have been able to pack up a rage shield now for me, bro.
What? The queen? The queen of the Falos?
I don't see that.
The bird queen? She literally turned his shield off.
Yeah. Are you talking about the bird queen?
Yeah, the bird queen.
Talking about her.
Yeah. She literally turned his shield off. She's like, no, I don't want you using that power. Turn it up. She smacked her fingers.
Way longer than what she's supposed to.
Yeah, and she told Naofumi flat out, like if y'all can't figure it out and you don't start she said, please at least try to go tell them your side of the story. What good is it for you to sit here and be like, oh, they're accusing me that all this, and when you get an opportunity to defend yourself, you didn't say nothing. And so she said, if you can't go fix it with them, I'm gonna pack you up and I'm gonna pack them up, and I'm gonna get 4 more people to do the job that y'all couldn't do. You feel me? So either way, he had to. Ren came in clutch more than I get it, because at the end of the day, like, yeah, it must be nice, but knowing he did all that, even though he didn't have to, you feel me? Ren still, he came out clutch. He ain't a day one homie, but he definitely somebody. He was a pocket pick. You get me? He was on the sideline coming in clutch, game winning point. You feel me?
It's like in a lot of cases, the if you're not with me, you against me mindset is definitely not the way.
Right.
That's going to get you isolated and knocked over.
Especially when the people you going, oh, he's against me, is asking you like, hey, I heard them say that you did this, but I want to ask you myself, did you really do it? And Naofumi looked at him. If you think I did it, then it is what it is, and walked away. That's not an answer. You feel me? He's asking you like, hey, bro, I don't think this is your personality. I don't think this is something you would do. So did you do it? And Naofumi just pushed him away, walked away. Don't die, Ren. Like, that's all he told that man. And Ren was like, hey, bro, I'm praying that you live, bro. I hope to see you come back. I know you're going to come back and prove yourself innocent. You get me? But he got to still do his part, too. We don't know what was going on. Ren was fighting the whole dragon, even though he almost, messed it up. But, like, it's the spear hero and the bow hero is the only ones that need to be packed up, in my opinion.
Regardless of what y'all saying, the trope of not letting people get what they deserve is not one I'm a fan of.
Right.
I get it.
No, that's valid.
Right. Like, we ain't disagreeing with that. Well, we were just talking about the situation.
Y'all can defend Ren, but the king, his daughter,
packed up.
all
for sure.
Ren, I would have packed KiteZz up, but y'all different from me, and that's what's up.
Well, right after you got done packing up, you would have got. Right.
Hey, that's fine. People get what they deserve. I would have let KiteZz get packed up.
But
I would not have helped him in no fight.
Well, anyway, we definitely hit the 2-hour mark. So anybody
Man,
got any
that is
closing?
tough.
Anybody got some closing statements they want to say?
Broccoli is man-made.
Broccoli is man-made.
Y'all boys went on a tangent over a fight.
I
Hey,
mean,
bro,
I'm not really defending
there was a
that. They
bunch of
defended
things.
KiteZz. I would have packed them up. I don't care what gets said. Bro would have got packed up. I would have been smoking on red
That's
pack.
a man of reaction, not of logic.
Not even that. I let people get what they deserve, bro. Like I said, silence, indecision, I'm not a fan of. If we ever in a situation and I hear silence instead of actively choosing a side, y'all worse than the enemy to me, bro. And that's just how it is.
I can respect that. I can respect that. Anybody else got anything to say?
Nope.
Oh, sir.
Dude,
All right, y'all. So
please choose.
this
Oh, that's been a
concludes
podcast.
this concludes another episode of the Life Lessons and Blessings podcast, sponsored by 2G18 X Avowed Grace. It's me, your boy KiteZz. I'm here with Alex,
Here.
West,
Packing them up.
Tonbi,
Choose wisely, diplomatic communities.
hey, Diplomatic Communities, our newest edition, Cinder.
All right, shit. Excuse that. That's literally my about me. That's literally my about me. Look at my Discord.
Oh man, sign off.
Quacker.
Oh,
And last but not least,
Yep.
May, aka Lanos, aka the fish named Hubert, aka
Nah. Just call me Hubert, gang. You know, Hubert out for another 1 year day. Hubert will be back. Don't worry, he's going to be back.
2G18 Hubert, bro. I'm weak, bro.
Big Hubert.
Oh,
Big
Hubert.
Hubert, bro.
That's insane.
Big
oh,
Hubert.
Hubert
bro.
off the island, bro.
But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to check us out on all platforms. Also, keep an eye out. Subscribe to the YouTube for the Off the Records. You never know when they gonna pop up. We don't know when they gonna pop up. And we got more gameplays and we got more stuff coming. So
Yeah, we about
Wes,
to start playing games, bro.
yeah, Wes, you can do your
March coming out.
You can. Oh yeah, we definitely got merch coming out. Don't forget to check out the shop Avowed Grace, where you can get all of the 2G18 custom gears and stuff that's been
Hey, y'all gonna
advertising.
get that Hubert merch, bro.
Yeah, when you start making content and you get a fan base, I'm gonna let you sell the Hubert merch, bro. So start recording and start streaming, bro.
It's your
I'm
fish icon.
It can't be a podcast without me letting Wes do the spiel. So go ahead, Wes. Do your thing that you do.
I want to thank y'all, boys and ladies, for coming out to Life Lessons and Blessings, aka LLB. We talk about life on this podcast. We learn a lot of lessons, and you keep listening to us, you will get blessed eventually. So wait your turn. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Anchor. We everywhere, baby. Tap in. Love y'all. Stay blessed. Be easy. Come on.
Goodbye, everybody. Peace out, y'all.